For decades, the debate over which pet is smarter has divided households. Dog people point to tricks, obedience, and that explosive tail-wagging joy when you come home. Cat people point to independence, stealth, and a quiet, mysterious emotional depth. But when we strip away our own biases and look at actual cognitive science, the question changes. It isn't about who is smarter in the wild. It is about who actually decodes the weird, complex language of human beings better. The answer isn't as obvious as you think, and a groundbreaking test involving a cardboard box completely flipped what scientists thought they knew about your pets. To understand how these animals process us today, we have to look at how they got into our living rooms in the first place. Dogs were our first best friends, joining human camps at least 15,000 years ago. We bred them specifically to work with us, to guard, hunt, and herd. Their survival depended entirely on reading our body language and taking directions. Cats, on the other hand, essentially domesticated themselves about 10,000 years ago. When humans settled down and started farming, mice invaded the grain stores. Cats showed up for the free buffet, and humans tolerated them because they were excellent pest control. We never bred cats to take orders, we just let them hang out. This genetic blueprint created two completely different operating systems for understanding humans. This brings us to the ultimate test of human-animal communication, the pointing test. If you point at a hidden piece of food, a human toddler will instantly look where you are pointing. It seems simple, but understanding that a gesture carries hidden information is an incredibly advanced social skill. Wolves, our dog's closest wild relatives, completely fail this test. They just stare at the human finger. Dogs, however, crush it. Even puppies who have never been around humans before will follow a pointed finger to find a treat. They are born with a built-in radar for human gestures. For years, scientists assumed cats were just too stubborn to pass this test. Then researchers placed treats under cardboard boxes inside the cat's own homes. The results shocked the scientific community. Cats followed the human pointing gesture right to the correct box, just as accurately as dogs did. They understood exactly what the human was trying to communicate. The difference wasn't their ability to understand us, it was their willingness to care. While a dog will aggressively dig at the spot you pointed to, a cat might look at the box, blink, and decide that moving across the room requires too much effort right now. They possess the exact same hardware to read our movements, but their software handles the data with a lot more attitude. Reading a hand gesture is one thing, but decoding the actual words coming out of our mouths is a completely different challenge. Most dog owners are convinced their pups have the vocabulary of a human toddler. Science actually backs this up. The average dog can learn around 165 words. A few genetic superstars, like a famous border collie named Chaser, manage to learn the names of over 1,000 unique objects. Dogs don't just learn the nouns either. They can combine actions with objects, understanding the difference between bring the ball and put your paw on the ball. They pick up on the specific phonemes, the distinct sounds that form words, and they filter out the background noise of normal speech to lock onto the words that matter to them. Cats have a much more selective relationship with human language. A recent study in Japan proved that cats absolutely recognize their own names, even when spoken by a total stranger. Their ears twitch, their heads move, and their heart rates change. They also recognize their owner's voices over a stranger's voice. But here is the catch. Knowing their name doesn't mean they feel any obligation to respond to it. Evolution didn't program cats to cooperate in teams. So hearing their name triggers an internal calculation. Is there food attached to this sound? Or is my human just making noise again? But spoken words are only a tiny fraction of how humans communicate. The real test of deep understanding lies in how our pets read our faces when we aren't saying anything at all. Humans are incredibly expressive creatures, and both dogs and cats have spent millennia studying our faces. If you show a dog a picture of a smiling face and a picture of an angry face, they can easily tell the difference. More importantly, dogs exhibit what scientists call a left gaze bias. When humans look at another human face, our eyes naturally drift to the left side of the other person's face because that side expresses emotion more accurately. Dogs are the only non-primate animals on Earth that do this, but they only do it when looking at humans. They have literally rewired their own visual processing systems just to read our moods. Cats approach our emotions with a different kind of precision. They look for micro-expressions and changes in posture. A study showed that when owners smiled, cats showed more positive behaviors, like purring or rubbing against them. When owners looked angry or stressed, the cats became distant or showed signs of anxiety. Cats also use us as an emotional compass. In a classic psychology experiment, Owners brought their cats into a room with a strange, slightly frightening object, like a fan with ribbons tied to it. And when the owner looked at the object and acted scared, the cat refused to go near it. When the owner looked at the fan and smiled, the cat relaxed. This shows that cats don't just live in our houses. They constantly look to us to define what is safe and what is dangerous. Yet when a crisis hits, one of these animals handles our psychological stress in a way that the others simply cannot duplicate. When you have a terrible day, your dog is usually the first to notice. They will rest their heavy chin on your knee, nudge your hand, or look up at you with those giant, soulful eyes. This isn't just your imagination. Dogs are mirrors for human stress. When your cortisol levels rise, your dog's cortisol levels rise too. They literally absorb your anxiety. If you cry, a dog is highly likely to approach you, even if you are a total stranger to them. They are hardwired for empathy, treating your emotional pain as an emergency that requires their immediate physical presence. Cats handle your bad days with a much more calculated type of therapy. They don't absorb your stress, and they evaluate it. Because cats are highly sensitive to routine and energy shifts, they know instantly when your vibe is off. Instead of pacing or whining like a stressed dog might, a cat will often choose that exact moment to curl up on your chest and start purring. That purr operates at a frequency between 20 and 140 hertz, a vibration range that studies show can lower human blood pressure and reduce physical tension. A dog tries to fix your mood by joining you in it, but a cat tries to stabilize the environment by remaining a calm, grounding force. So who wins the ultimate title of understanding humans better? The answer comes down to what you value more: total synchronization or independent observation. A dog understands you like a teammate, tracking your every move, absorbing your stress, and waiting for your next command. A cat understands you like an anthropologist, quietly observing your quirks, learning your routines, and predicting your behavior, all while maintaining their own boundaries. And dogs might be better at showing us that they understand, but cats are secretly keeping tabs on everything we do. And if you want to see just how deep that feline observation goes, you need to look at what happens the moment you leave the house.